Hello everyone, welcome to Roma Theory, Sassuolo 1, Roma 2, Rasmus Christensen, you absolute beauty, you sexy little merchant. What a game, what a thriller of a game. This is like Indiana Jones ending with him about to die, him being about to be eaten by a jaguar. This is incredible. The way this team reacts in the last minutes of football games this season is sensational. We never die, and that is the definition to describe Roma at this time of the season. We never die. We always fight until the very last minute, and in majority of these cases we win and get 3 points. It happened against Monza with that El Shaarawy goal. It happened against Lecce with that 2 goals. Azmoun and Lukaku. It happened last week against Udinese with Dybala. It happened again today with Rasmus Christensen and Paulo Dybala. This team never dies, and it's incredible to see, because as much as there are a lot of mistakes that this team makes week in and week out, it makes up for the fact that we never die. We never bloody die, and it's great to see, because it's what you want to see. You know, those lacks of concentrations, those heavy mistakes that we do make in football games. In these games, in these specific games, we make up for these mistakes with this character, with this charisma, with this attitude of never dying. I mean, where do we start? Let's start with the performance. Let's start with the general performance, which obviously in the first half we were losing 1-0. That goal was a mistake. That goal was a heavy mistake. We talked about it during the halftime reaction. That goal is a goal that we should never be conceding. Ndika left that man by himself with a ball coming towards him, which was moving at the velocity of a pregnant sloth, as I said in the live watch along. That goal was definitely avoidable. That goal is the definition of lacks of concentration, which despite we won today, you know, there are. Lacks of concentrations are always there. Don't get me wrong. Do I expect Roma to dominate from minute 1 to minute 90? I would love to see that, but it's very complicated to see that. Not even Manchester City dominate games from minute 1 to minute 90. And that's not what I'm expecting to see. It's normal. It's the natural human being having lacks of concentrations. But we have too many of them. We have lacks of concentration way too often, and in the majority of cases, these lacks of concentration turn into goals for our opponents. I know I've said this a lot of times. Yes, it is true that we never die, but it is also true that you know, it can't always go like this, and we shouldn't be relying on security, and we shouldn't be relying on this, you know, solving games in the very last minute every single game week. Because as much as it could happen for game week 1, could happen for another game week, it could happen for a third game week, it won't happen every time. But with that being said, I've said this at the start of that live watch along, I do not care how we won today. 3 points today were vital. 3 points today were vital for our top 4 chances. 3 points today were vital for the start of a very tough calendar fixtures. 3 points today were vital, especially now that we've gotten 3 points like this. Imagine the momentum. Imagine the mentality. Surely it will increase. Surely it's just not me seeing this charisma last for this game and then disappear. I want to see something from this Christensen goal, which led to a comeback. I want to see, again, an even more attached team to the badge and all of that. But with that being said, that goal was avoidable. We've already said about that. And these lacks, these mistakes, we definitely should make. Sticking on the first half, one thing which we have to improve moving forward, if we base it on the first half, is Lukaku's service. I mentioned this in the halftime reaction. We are lucky that Lukaku's big, because any other striker would not work that well with such service. All Lukaku got in that first half were long balls. And that's not, you know, a striker needs to rely on service of midfielders or team in general. A striker can't do the entire job by himself. And Lukaku was literally stranded by himself in that box in the first half. And the service needs to improve to Lukaku. But look, again, with that being said, Sassuolo didn't do much. Let's be honest, we deserved this win. I'm not saying this now because we won. Please don't think I'm saying this now because we won. Because it would be way too easy for me, now that we won, to go, oh well, we deserve to win today. Go back to the halftime reaction, re-listen to it again, and I said in that halftime reaction, we should not be losing this game. We should not be losing this game, and we don't deserve to lose this game. Sassuolo in 90 minutes did nothing. That goal that they scored was our and only our mistake. They didn't do anything. That's what I mean. We need to start winning these games even more confidentially than how we win them. Because we are better than these teams. Yes, we don't play like prime Real Madrid. But we are better than them under every single aspect. And we should be winning these games every single game week. Every single weekend. So, Sassuolo didn't do anything. Let's be real. Let's be honest. Sassuolo didn't do anything. They have interesting players, but they don't have good cohesion amongst them. And then obviously the second half starts. First 15 minutes, it's still Roma trying to figure out what to do. Sassuolo defending well. And then you have the red card. Now the red card changes the game. The red card is the reason we won. The red card changes the game because after that red card, it's a complete siege onto their box. We're putting more pressure on them. We're squashing them down. They're defending well, but their resistance can't last forever. And that's exactly where the resistance broke. With a penalty, which was a doubtful penalty, I have to be honest with you, as a Roma fan. We always need to be honest. Do I think that's a penalty? Yes, maybe no. Would I have been pissed if that penalty would have given against us? Absolutely yes. That penalty is doubtful. I don't care. I do not care. And then that lucky goal from Christensen is like, it's the star on the Christmas tree. That lucky goal from Christensen is the best present we could receive 20 days before Christmas. Yeah, the red card's a clear red card. The penalty, good from Christensen. You know, he changed direction really well. My question is, yes, the contact is there, but he does dive a bit. Anyways, we get the penalty. Dybala shoots, very angulated penalty. Goalkeeper goes the right way. We could have risked that because the goalkeeper was very close in saving that. And then that incredible goal from Christensen. And when I mean incredible, not the goal itself, but the link up to that goal was very, 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 very good. I believe it was El Shaarawy who gave it to Pellegrini, who widened it to Dybala. Dybala brought it in, backheels it to Christensen, who vertically smashes himself into the box, shoots from outside the box, hits a deflection, goalkeeper goes like that, and then it goes in. And we won the game. Come back once again. Now, in terms of individual performances, man of the match for me has to be Christensen, because it is not easy to be in Christensen's position, getting subbed in and win us it's not easy. You know, Christensen was coming from clashing against the fans. The fans don't like Christensen. I mean, should I say, didn't like Christensen before this game. I personally didn't like Christensen before this game. So it's not easy for a player to get subbed in the last 20 minutes of a game you're losing after, you know, knowing that the fans aren't particularly impressed about you, and win us the game. My question now is, do you start Christensen as a starting fullback after such a performance, or do you insist with Karsdorp or Celik? We have three options. This performance is definitely going to boost Christensen's under some aspects, I think Christensen is better, but under other aspects, I think Karsdorp is better. It's a tough decision. The more form they get, the more useful they will be. Because especially now that we will most probably be playing that Europa League playoff and therefore 2 extra games, the more players we have, the more rotations we can make, always the better. And we need to get the fitness back in our fullbacks because our fullbacks look dreadful. Worst player on that pitch, by far, Leonardo Spinazzola. Spinazzola needs to be sold in January. Why am I saying this? And now, you're probably going, well, Simon, please be more, consistent with your analogies. You clashed Christensen 2 weeks ago and said that he needed to leave, and now today you're celebrating it. The reason I am saying Spinazzola needs to leave in January is because there's a massive difference between a player like Christensen to a player like Spinazzola. The difference is that Spinazzola's done. Spinazzola's done. Career is over. Christensen has margins of improvements. Do I keep a player who's finished, or do I keep a player who, yes, isn't amazing, but has margins of improvement? Second option. We need to sell Spinazzola in January, because if we wait until the summer, he won't extend his contract and he will leave as a free agent. Don't get me wrong, we won't get much money from him. We'll probably get 3 million, but 3 million is better than 0, especially if your name is Roma. So, with that being said, yes, sell Spinazzola in January. Maybe get a new fullback. If not, we have what we have. We got to rely on them. Celik, in these last 20 minutes, played instead of Spinazzola, and he played better than Spinazzola in 60 minutes. And that's the difference. Spinazzola can't cross the ball, Spinazzola can't defend, and Spinazzola can't run. Because he just can't run. Spinazzola running is like the blue M&M. It's annoying. The blue M&M in that packet is annoying. I want a red M&M. I want a yellow M&M. I don't want a blue M&M because it colors my entire mouth. It could, my entire teeth get blue after I eat a blue M&M. I don't want that. So, in a team which already isn't a fast team, Spinazzola is like a blue M&M in a packet of M&Ms. Absolutely useless and damaging. Because he can't run and he can't cross the ball. We've seen it live today. Spinazzola didn't cross the ball correctly once. And he played 70 minutes. Not like he played 10 minutes, although he didn't have his chances. He played 70 fucking minutes and he didn't get one cross. And that's not good enough. And that's why Spinazzola needs to leave. He's done. He is done. There was a comment in the live watch along, which is a perfect comment to define this situation. We now are in a situation where Zalewski, compared to Spinazzola, in terms of crossing, looks like prime Roberto Carlos. That's something which we would have never thought saying in our entire lifetime, because Zalewski isn't great at crossing either. But placed in a context next to Spinazzola, Zalewski is like Maradona in compared to him. Other players which I didn't like, Paredes. Won us the red card, but he's way too slow. I don't think... In fact, look, the reason we conceded that goal is because we started with Cristante and Paredes. They are way too slow to start together, especially against Sassuolo, who are a fast side. I would have much rather started with Bove and Cristante in this specific game, with Azmoun Dybala behind Lukaku. But I will also say that, yes, the initial lineup decisions weren't amazing. Substitutions were spot on. Jose, substitutions were spot on. Incredible substitutions. Intuition at its best. Putting Christensen in, Christensen won us the game. Putting Azmoun in, Azmoun putting that impactful attacks. Had a massive chance to make it 1-1. In fact, Lukaku also had a massive chance to make it 1-1. Substitutions were spot on. Celik as well. Very good substitution instead of that dead human being of Spinazzola. Substitutions were great. Substitutions were great. So that's definitely something. Another thing is, I would consider starting Azmoun in these games. Pellegrini got subbed in. Azmoun did better. Azmoun did better. I feel like Pellegrini's lost. I feel like Pellegrini's lost a bit because he's never fit, a bit because he's understood himself that he's not playing well, a bit because the manager isn't basing his decisions on favoritism anymore. I think it's accumulate these things together. Pellegrini's not having it. Why am I saying it? I'm saying this because Mourinho isn't basing his decisions on favoritism anymore. Because if Mourinho was basing his decisions on... am I delayed? No, I'm not. If Mourinho was basing his decisions on favoritism, Pellegrini would have never been dropped for this game. Never. If Mourinho would have played this game last season, where he would have never dropped Pellegrini, Pellegrini would have started this game. Bove decided to start. Mourinho decided to let Bove start this one. And then Azmoun got subbed in. Azmoun is slowly becoming into a game changer, you know. But yeah, look. With that said, looking at the table now, we've got Napoli Inter tonight. It's a very big one because if Napoli, technically we're fifth, same points as Napoli, who obviously still need to play. We're at 24 points, but if you look at the graphic, we're still not in top 4 because of goal difference. If Inter beat Napoli tonight, then I believe we're gonna get into top 4 for the first time since the season started. So that's interesting. That's very important. Looking at our next fixtures, we have now Roma against Fiorentina, tough home game next Sunday, but we've got an entire week to prepare for it because Europa League is next week, and then the playoffs draw is the 18th of December. So the 18th of December, we will know who will be playing against us coming from the Champions League. And then look. One last thing to say before ending this stream is this, home and away approach difference. We won today. And I'm so happy we won today because it's so important. And I think, look, the reaction today was great. I think the attitude was definitely better than Geneva. The attitude today was good, but it can be better. That first half, and that especially that goal we conceded, it shouldn't be a goal we should concede. And looking at our future away games, we've got Juventus coming up in a bit. We've got Milan coming out in a bit. We need to be prepared for these games. These are difficult games against on-form sides. Lacks of concentrations are going to cost us points. The reaction was there today, but it can be 10 times better than this. And by being 10 times better than this, I mean not waking up in the last 20 minutes. I know we devoured so many chances today and we could have won in the first 20 minutes, but we didn't. We didn't score goals before those two. So, again, it's always. It can always be better. Player ratings. I don't normally do player ratings. If I had to give player ratings, I'd give... Rui Patricio didn't do much, but he did concede a goal. And I know it wasn't his fault, but he still didn't keep a clean sheet. So I'm going to give a 7 to Rui Patricio. Mancini got subbed off, a bit too aggressive. I'm giving Mancini a 6. Same with Karsdorp, not impressive today. Spinazzola, I'm giving a 4. I'm giving a 4 to Spinazzola. And Ndika and Llorente, and Ndika I didn't like. And I'm going to give Ndika a 4 too. because of that goal. Llorente was the best defender today. Easy 7. Bove played 45 minutes, but yeah, he wasn't too bad, but he didn't do much. 6 being average. Paredes, too slow, has a good sense of control, but he's too slow. I think 6-7 for Paredes. I'm going to give a 7 to Cristante. Dybala goal and assist deserves an 8. And Lukaku today was stranded by himself. 6. He devoured a very big goal. So Lukaku can't get more than a 6 today. In terms of substitutions, Chilik got subbed in very well. I'm going to give him a 7. Christensen won us the game. So I'm going to give him an 8/9. Pellegrini not good enough. I'm giving him a 5. Azmoun improving week in and week out. 7 for me. And El Shaarawy, what did El Shaarawy do? I didn't pay attention to El Shaarawy much. 6 being average. Right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to catch you tomorrow. If you haven't already, please do smash the like button. Everybody, before going to dinner or breakfast or lunch, depends on wherever you're watching from, do please smash the like button. It supports this video and this channel a lot. Great win. Let's enjoy. Top 4 maybe at the end of tonight. Great from Rasmus. Great from Roma. Great reaction. And yeah, talk to you soon. Take care. And yeah, Simo out.